Right now, many fragmented parts of your psyche are held within you. If you want to be free, it all has to be equally exposed to your awareness and released. It, but if, but it will never get exposed if you're closing yourself off. After all, the purpose of closing was to make sure that the sensitive parts of your psyche don't get exposed. That's a crazy one right there. So you catch on that no matter how much pain the exposure creates, you are willing to pay the price for freedom. When you are no longer willing to identify with the part of you that is separating itself into millions of pieces, you are ready for real growth. I can go on, but that's like, it's just crazy.
Number one, that's super deep. Number two, that's super scary.
Right? To think about that there's the energy that's trying to protect that scared, vulnerable energy that's inside.
Oh, I'm well aware of that energy. Trust me on that. I am very familiar with that energy.
Right?
That little scared one though.
Yeah.
Dude, that's like my worst fear. I mean, you know that already. Like that's like my worst fear.
Right.
Yeah.
But then it goes on and talks about like like let's say you're rolling up you're up at a light and somebody honks at you, and your instant motivation is to like get all pissed off and let it like control your day. It's like, do you just let it like pass through, or you see a car, like it used an example yesterday I was reading about, you see a light blue Mustang with a woman and a man in it, and they're driving down the road, they're kissing and hugging, and your wife has that same light blue Mustang, and your first thought goes to your wife is cheating, and you don't deal with it, and then all of a sudden years down the road you see another light blue Mustang, and if you're not letting that energy go, it's like stored in your body, it's going to come back up.
So I can tell you that I've like had dreams that Jason left me, cheated on me, whatever. Pick whatever scenario you want. And it literally was just a dream. But it was so real. And I was so hurt and so pissed. Like, hands may have been thrown in the middle of the night. And all he was doing is sleeping.
Damn, Gina.
But like mad at him for like days.
Right.
And he literally did nothing. But like, yeah. I think that is like, obviously the first thing I try and do is anything read like that or whatever, I try and relate it to myself. And for me, it makes complete sense. Like, we know that at one point in my life, I was a professional runner. And I don't mean like the exercise. I mean, like, I could put something on a shelf and never touch it again and go on about my life and never process it or deal with the emotions or whatever. And something will come back and trigger. It may not even be the same situation, but trigger those same emotions somehow. And all of that boxed up trauma, drama, whatever you want to call it, those boxed up emotions get unloaded in whatever that new situation is. And I completely understand what you just read. it's a little bit scary if I'm being 100% honest.
Mm-hmm.
And I also think the way that I relate to it is like even just recently coming out of 75 hard, bowing out gracefully the way that I did, and me making the statement, I think I just need to sit in it for a little while. Like, I really needed to process what that was. I really needed to process the feelings that I was going through and feeling stuck and all of the things and frozen. You know, you and I have had
Mm-hmm.
conversations about this in person. And like I really just needed to sit in that and process it instead of just going full bore back into 75 hard and figure out, you know, just push through it. I think I've pushed through a lot of things in my life, and that gave me that habit of boxing it up, putting it on the shelf, and not processing it. So it would come back later because I never let it go.
Yeah.
So, ooh, that book is deep. I'm gonna have to read that
Yeah.
one.
I highly recommend it. The Untethered Soul by Michael Singer.